Welcome back to Majesty Mike, everyone. Today we have Daniel from season 3 of The Circle joining us on the pod. Daniel, welcome to the pod.
I'm so happy to be here. I mean, I feel like it has been a long time coming, so I'm pumped.
I know we've been wanting to get you on forever, but you've been so busy. So we're so excited to chat with you today.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The first thing I wanted to ask you is you weren't even legal when you filmed The Circle. Is that right? You were 20?
I was 20. I applied for the show when I was 19. And then I flew out to Manchester 30 days after I turned 20. And then we filmed like 2 months later. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So what did you do to ring in your 21st birthday?
Oh, oh God, it was I big regret. So a year later, actually, the show got announced on the 27th of August. My birthday's August 31st. So it was my 21st birthday. I just got announced I was gonna be on the circle. I had like news interviews with like 14, 15 news companies throughout the country. And I was like, oh, I just want to go eat hibachi. And that's all I did. I literally like did my interview and I love hibachi. Like I'm a whore for hibachi. Like the white sauce at hibachi, like that's my shit. I didn't drink. I still haven't drank. So I should have drank on my 21st because I was like, oh, I'm waiting for a big moment. Didn't fucking drink. Big regret. I'm pissed, but I guess I have to wait for another show, hopefully. So that's where we're at.
Okay, nice.
That's amazing. So who is Daniel like before the show? Like before even ever applying? Like who is Daniel?
Wow, such good questions. No, I really, it's who you saw on the screen, genuinely. And honestly, before and after Circle, like, I really am the same bitch, right? Like, I'm dramatic. I take naps all the time. Like, I don't know. I do crazy shit and I don't give a fuck. Like, that's who I am. In high school, I did 10 honor societies and 10 clubs. I was like prom king. I did theater, musical theater, track, cross country. Like, I do it fucking all. And that's what I said on the Circle for my audition tape. I said, bitch, like, I'm gonna ring in all the bitches. So I ain't nervous about it. But I don't know. I just kind of just like live like day to day. I would like to say I'm an opportunist, but I don't know. I'm just like a basic twink. What can I say?
On your intro for The Circle, you had said, you're like, I don't care if you're my mother, my best friend, my pastor, or even my kidney donor. I don't give a fuck. I'm coming for you. And I just have to say, I literally died. Did you get any backlash for that?
Okay, actually, really funny. No, so I'll never forget it. It was the night. So I don't know if you guys know how the like process of it works, but like we got flown out to Manchester. We had to quarantine for 2 weeks by ourselves, and then they were like, "Okay, great, you're gonna have a chaperone." And after your 2 weeks of quarantine's up, we're gonna bring you to the studio. You're gonna film your intro. And when you go out there, you are not definite on the show. And I like did not know that until being heavily in that shit, which was so iconic for me. But like that's your final audition. So I remember I didn't sleep the night before. They had a car waiting for me at 6 a.m. and I'm taking the shower and I'm like, what fucking iconic lines can I say and truly mean? Like everything I say, I really mean it. And I just remember seeing like Chris Sapphire's like Big D, Dallas, Texas. And in my mind, I was like, I can see it. It was, I don't care if you're my mother. I don't care if you're my pastor. I don't care if you're my organ donor who saved my damn life. And no, it was iconic. I have not heard anything from my pastor. He actually gave me a hug when I went there for Christmas. So I hope he's okay with it. I know his daughter watched my show and she loved me on it. So never really asked them what they thought on it. My mother was like, Daniel, are you kidding me? I said, no, bitch. It got me on the show. So let's be happy that I'm dramatic. So yeah, I'm not no real backlash. No, not at all.
You had so many hilarious one-liners from the show. I think that's why people fell in love with you right away. But I wanted to ask if you would care to respond. I know it's been a while now, to what Michelle had said when you first entered. She said, Daniel needs to eat some cornbread and some biscuits because he's so skinny. Would you like to respond to that?
People ripped that bitch to shreds. People were literally dragging Mama Michelle through the mud. They said, how dare you say this, that? I mean, here's the thing. I laugh. It's all fun and games. My family skinny shames me. And I'm like, listen, bitch, not my fault I don't eat. Like, I sleep through meals. It's just what I do. And I also promised production, I said, I'm a skinny twink from Palm Harbor, Florida. And when I was in quarantine, I was like, great, make sure you're a skinny twink from Palm Harbor, Florida. Like, I can't be ordering all this food, fatting myself up. So I thought it was hysterical. I thought it was iconic. Some people really were angry at her, but I know she's very country, right? Like, the South, the people want you to eat everything in the kitchen sink. My dad's Italian. He's like, you need to eat more food. I'm like, no, I'm not hungry, bitch. So it's no skin off my nose. But some people were really pressed about it. I was like, babes, it's not that deep.
Right. So you're just naturally skinny, or is there any like Ozempic going on in your life?
Good question. No, I think it's because I did every sport when I was a kid. I did like tackle football, like I said, track, cross country, baseball, basketball, like, and that was competitive shit. So I just feel like my metabolism always have been like, you better work, bitch. And it just has continued to work. So I have to think that.
There's worse problems to have for sure.
Damn. So did you choose to be yourself, or did you want to actually go in as a catfish?
Iconic fucking question. I originally applied and I said I want to be my best friend Allie because I managed her Tinder for a year. So like I literally had the Tinder app on my phone. I had her profile up. I was swiping right and left, vetting these fucking men out. Like I don't know, like it's a blind date. I don't know. And I was like, oh sure, why not? Like I'll be her. And then a month and 4 days later, I get a call, and they were like, my casting producer was like, no, like I'm obsessed with you, like I want you to go in as just yourself. I said, bitch, if that's what's gonna get me on, who else better to play than myself? I said, sold, I'll take it, don't twist my arm. So yeah, no, I originally applied to be a catfish, and then my casting producer was like, I think you should go on as yourself. And yeah, but I don't think I thought I was good enough to get on as myself, honestly. But that's probably my like theater trauma, you know, in the background. So
You were hilarious. I was rewatching season 3 and I forgot how much I loved that season. Like I think I almost think it's one of my favorite seasons, if not my favorite season. I don't know why it wasn't like I kind of forgotten about it, and when I watched it I was like, "Oh my God, I remember." Like everyone was hilarious.
listen, people fucking hate our season, and that's real tea. So I went on a Reddit thread, right? I mean, given there's been like, I don't want to say racist allegations, but like there was some shady shit going on that season, and that's what I'll say on that. But like people really came for the like season, and the girls like on Reddit are like, this season fucking sucked ass. Either you love it or you hate it, and there's no in between. Personally, it was iconic, legendary in the moment, and if you didn't like it, you just don't have good taste. So for anybody watching this who's like, that was ass, that's directed towards you because it was hysterical. Like the personalities were there and they were giving, and I do stand by that.
I personally loved it.
I loved it
really
too.
loved it. I thought everyone, you know, brought something. It was just a unique cast.
Oh, I mean, it was, I mean, I like, why I said that, I was like, I feel like we had a very diverse cast. And it's so funny. People are like, this cast isn't diverse at all. I said, we have one straight white man on the show.
Yeah.
What other fucking TV show do you see that? And I give it was the one person I didn't like on the show. So, you know, fair. But I was like, y'all really got me twisted. I'm like, we have Roxana, we have Jackie, we got all these motherfuckers up in here, and y'all still be complaining. So, whatever. You can't please everybody.
Can we just rewind for 2 seconds? I just need to know, did you ever find your friend a boyfriend on the app or no?
What do you
Allie,
mean, boyfriend on the
On Tinder.
you were saying that you wanted to catfish as your friend, that you were managing their Tinder account.
Oh, I did. Yeah. They're still dating, and they're probably gonna get married. He's gonna propose, like,
Oh
hopefully.
my
in, like, 1 year.
God.
Yeah, I helped her find him. Yeah, he's a great guy. His name's Drew. They like live together. He's an icon. I bully him all the time though, but I do love the man. He's great. Yeah, but no, I got it, and that's why I was like, guys, I'd be so good at this. Like, come on, I was in every social circle. Like, catfish for my friend. Like, come on, me being a girl, it would have been so easy. It would have been Matt. Really, what Matt did, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have just had a girl profile, but I would have said and done exactly what I would have done. So yeah, no, but she's happy. So they've been together for like, oh my God, a couple of years now, like 4 years maybe. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, that's amazing. Before I forget, so season 3, episode 1, like really early in, you said right off the bat that you would be a virgin pina colada because you were a virgin. Did you intend or plan to talk about your sexual life or lack thereof at the time? Or did that just happen?
No, nothing was no holds bar, right? So I that was my whole thing, right? It was play innocent. So I wanted them to know how innocent I really was. Like, never had a relationship, never had my first kiss, like didn't drink, didn't do drugs, blah blah. And it was iconic. Like that line was everything. Like, I'd be a virgin pina colada because I'm a virgin and I don't drink. Slay. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I would have talked about anything on that show. I just didn't give a fuck. I was like, alrighty, time to let it rip. And I did. So 100% was willing to talk about it if it got brought up.
And so has that changed since?
Yeah.
Are we not a virgin anymore?
No, still a virgin. Still a virgin. Still have not drank. Still have not done drugs. Have had my first. Listen, I'll say this: I've done everything else but the done deed, right? So I'm waiting for like my boyfriend for that to happen, you know. So I can't just be giving it up to these random hoes in Tampa. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
Any potential suitors?
Yeah, are you on the app?
I do have a potential suitor. He actually just texted me while I was on it. He's gonna be a either neurosurgeon or anesthesiologist. So yeah, and he's up in New York. So I think I'm gonna be seeing him soon. But yeah,
Oh
he's
my
great.
God. Long distance too. I don't know.
Girl,
It's hard.
you're telling fucking me. But this man is the busiest bitch I've ever fucking met, yet always makes time for me. So it is what it is. If it wasn't creme de la creme, if it wasn't like everything, I'd be like, babes, you gotta go. Next train. He hasn't even watched the show. He hasn't even watched my fucking intro video. I was like, you're so fake for that. He was like, I just want to get to know the real you. I was like, oh, what a good answer, but fuck
Wait,
you for that.
did he know who you were when?
Oh,
No, he didn't know. That's what he said.
Not like at all. He had no idea who the fuck you were. Okay.
no, he like does not watch TV, let alone reality TV. Like I swear,
okay.
I mean, he's over here saving fucking lives, like showing me all of his little flashcards. He's like, I don't have time for reality TV. I said, well, can't relate, but you have fun with that. You make the coin and you bring it back home, and we'll be good.
We love Daniel. I love Daniel so much. So are you going on any other shows? Like you see all these other, Netflix reality stars being poached and shit. Have you talked like with Netflix? Like what's next for Daniel?
Bitch, good fucking, when you know, let me know. When you find out, let me fucking know. Here's the thing, Artie, this is the real tea. Number one, in this world, right, being a not straight white person or straight person in general, like really fucking sucks for reality television if it's Netflix, right? Because all these dating shows, like Perfect Match.
Know.
Why we put Nick on the Perfect Match beats motherfucking me. That shit was so fucking cringy. I digress. I love Nicky Boy, whatever. He's fine, but I'm like, bitch, imagine just having like a gay Love Is Blind, a gay or just anything, right? Like
we literally discussed that in our last episode. Chris was saying he wants to see a gay Love Is Blind season. Would you do that?
Oh, 100% I would do that. Well, don't tell my man who I'm talking to. Easy bitch. No, but you guys have to understand. Imagine like a gay too hot to handle, right? Like the gays are so crazy and horny.
I love it.
They lose. Imagine just having the hottest gays, and it's like Grinder, but on TV. It's over for you bitches.
They would lose day one. Like there would be no day two.
No money.
Bullshit. No money.
No, but
yeah, I don't know if you understand, Amira.
It'd be Netflix's cheapest season ever. They wouldn't have to pay anything out at the end.
Listen, give the gays alcohol and they'd be like, don't pay me. They'd be like, oh, sex and alcohol. They'd be like, oh, literally say less. Like, we're good. But I would love to do more reality TV. Like, I think hopefully Netflix, the little reality universe, hopefully, after them bringing back people for the Perfect Match, hopefully, they're going to do some more competition shows, bring back, their reality TV stars. And yeah, that's like the dream. I need to go back on. I want to throw a drink in somebody's face. Yes. I want to curse a bit out. Like there's so much I need to do because the circle was so confining and I need to, wring a bitch's neck.
We want to see you do it too.
Totally.
So,
it will happen. I'm telling you. If you thought I was crazy just being in a room by myself, put me in a room or put me with something with a diary room, like a confessional. Oh, it's game over. It's game fucking over for everybody. And it's my show and they're just, in it, so yeah.
Daniel's world. I want to live in Daniel's world.
Me too.
Me too. It's scary over here, Chris, please.
There's actually proof that I was a fan of Daniel's pre the pod. I DM'd you when the season came out and you answered, which was so cool. And we chatted for a few minutes.
I remember.
So if you want to scroll back and see, you can know that I really genuinely was a fan of yours on the show.
Love my life. I appreciate you from supporting me from the jump, from my little twink days.
I was rooting for you, but I imagine you probably got a lot of DMs once the season came out. Right. I actually wanted to ask you this too. What's the cringiest DM that you guys have ever gotten?
Ooh, I don't know, maybe like an ugly dick pic, honestly, where it's like, why are you sending that like unpromptly? Like if it wasn't even good, do you know what I mean? So it's like, baby, you have nothing to show, so why are you showing it? You know what I mean? Like that would be the last thing I would send someone if I had something looking like that, so to anybody out here who has small dicks, no one wants to see them, and say like your partner probably doesn't even want to see them, so just keep that to yourself. I mean, if you're DMing me dick pics, you don't have a partner. I mean, actually, that's a lie. Some people do. Yeah. Actually, a lot of people a lot of people are cheating on their boyfriends with me. Like, it's really disgusting. It's like a problem.
That's horrible.
Do you have a sassy response to messages like that, or do you just ignore?
Oh no, most of the time I just ignore or I'm just like LOL. Like I'm just like because I listen, when you're gay, you've seen all the dicks, right? Like there is nothing you can send me. You've seen the assholes, you've seen everything. Chris, you know, he knows. He's like
Everything. I already
he
know.
knows. So
Way more
to
than
me,
you wanted.
right, every shape, every size, every curvature, like it's there. So no, I'm just like LOL, or it's just like very just cringy where I'm like, this was a good chuckle, and I don't know, but yeah, I don't really have a sassy comeback because I just don't give it time.
Gotcha. What about you? Any
The
cringy
the
DMs?
dicks don't phase me anymore. I don't get bothered by that or even like flinch at that shit. It's just like when I stopped talking to, and this was back before I was taken, like still on the apps and shit. When I just mutually decided with a guy that we were not going to talk anymore and we were like still on Instagram or whatever, like a couple months later they would DM me and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? Like we literally agreed to not talk anymore. Like can you not leave me alone? I'm not interested." It's
Gay
just
people are
annoying.
the
They're
gays are
psycho.
crazy. They are literally crazy. I don't know. They didn't get enough like breast milk at birth. I couldn't fucking tell you what it is, but it's like there's just a cognitive function up there that most of them don't fucking have. Oh, or the people, you know, we've all the gays know Grinder. When it's like you don't say anything and then they message you and message you and
Yeah,
message you and message you over like
exactly.
months period. And it's like, bitch, did you last April, did you not get the hint? And then they keep saying it, and I'm like, I can't with these bitches. Like, I'm really DJ depressed. If you're on Grindr and you're 50, 60 because you can't get anywhere else, it is a sad life to live.
I would never want to be that, but yes, I agree.
I'd rather
if,
die.
if I'm on Grinder at 50, do something to me.
Tell me. No, I said that about my best friend Matt from the show. I joked with him and I was like, if I'm ever on Grindr, like at my 30s and have no prospects, kill me. And because he is 30 and on Grindr and all that. And he was like, that's the rudest thing you've ever said to me. And I was like, well, you're a fucking clown. So yeah. So yeah, no, please. It's not for me. It scares me. The app is terrifying.
That's hilarious.
Is it safe to say that Matt is you're most in touch with him from your season?
Definitely Matt and Rachel, 1000%. We had a group, actually. It was the night of finale, like after the show wrapped. We made a group chat, even though I never talked to them in the show, which is so iconic. I don't know how we became all so best friends. Like I'm over here like I talked to Ashley or Matt once. Rachel, I blocked you. But we have a group chat called the non-negotiables. So yeah, I'm definitely most in touch with them. Like they're just like my people. I love them. I see them the most. I talk with them the most. We just talk about everything: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, you name it.
Okay. And who were your favorites from, or who were you rooting for in season 1 and season 2?
Ooh, such a good question. Okay, so season two, Chloe was iconic. I don't like didn't think she like necessarily deserved to win. I loved Elisa towards the end. I mean, and also her as a personality and just her as herself. She's an amazing human being, like very real, down to earth. Like she does not try to cover shit up. Like she's just iconic. She's from New York. She says it how it is. She's the moment. So season two, definitely her. Season one, I liked Shuby. I don't think I liked Joey until he had his like little character arc. And I liked Sammy as well. So I would probably say like Shuby and Sammy. And I love Shuby. I see him every year, so he's great.
Nice. We actually just had him on and I asked him, so I want to ask you the same question. If you had won, what would you have done with the money?
Oh, they asked me this during my during the interview process. So what I would have done with the money, because I wasn't there for the money. It could have been $100,000. It could have been a million. It could have been 1 million. I wouldn't have played the game differently. I would have done what I did. Because I love reality TV, like Big Brother, Survivor, The Amazing Race, like that shit is like me. So I was there to play the game. I wanted the title of like to be the winner of the circle. So for me, what I would have done for the money is my parents have been married for, I want to say it's going to be 44 years this
Wow.
year. They've known each other for like 47, something like that. And they were very poor when they got married because my mom was like 18, my dad was like 23. And I always believe like every girl deserves like, the big, beautiful dress and the big wedding and blah, blah. So I would have like thrown them like a wedding and, give them the wedding that they never had. So that's what I would have done with the money.
That's amazing.
That's so
Oh my
sweet.
God.
I love that answer.
That's a perfect answer.
I don't spend money at all. I mean, I'm still like, I'm graduating college this summer. I mean, I get paid to go to college in Florida because of like Florida prepaid and bright futures and scholarships and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna put it in the savings. So
Yeah, you
I
are
was like,
Italian.
that was not, yeah, that was not my fucking worry. I was like, whatever, I'll just like let it live there. So yeah, but that's what I would have done with it.
Okay, cute. And so I wanted to ask, it seems not too long after the show, or maybe I have the time frame wrong. You did a semester at sea or something like that. I feel like I was
Yeah, I
watching
did.
all on your Instagram, keeping very up to date.
She is a fan. She's real. She
I'm
really
real.
is real.
I'm a real fan. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that was actually it was so insane. So the circle came out September, we ended in October, and I was really bored. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Like, I've waited a year for this shit to come out. This has been a year and a half of my life. I don't just want to go back to school and be like, hey everyone, how y'all doing? Hey. And I remember like hearing about it because I love Sweet Life on Deck. Like, that is my shit. And
Good
so
show.
I reached out to one of my managers and I was like, hey, can you like reach out to Semester at Sea and like see if they work with like, you know, quote influencers, which I hate calling myself because it just makes me sound like a dumb bimbo. But I was like, because I saw one girl do it, like a YouTuber, and she reached out and they were like, yo, yeah, like we would love to have you. Like, we've never had like a male influencer like on here before. And I reached out, I want to say November. And they're like, when do you want to go on? And we started communicating in December. And I was like, oh, I'll go on the spring one. They're like, that's in like a month. I said, okay. And what about it? They pretty much gave me like a full ride to do it, which was absolutely insane. I mean, it's usually about $29,000 just to get on the ship, room and board, and to eat, and that's not even counting the food you made or the money you spent on port. And I signed my contract the 31st of December, and I flew out to Italy the 2nd of January. We went to 14 countries, traveled around, just was on a cruise ship. It's literally Sweet Life on Deck. That's the gag. That's the vibe. I would recommend it to anybody.
That's amazing. So what was the favorite place that you had been to?
Uh, I loved Croatia. Croatia was gorgeous. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones. I've never seen Game of Thrones yet. I went on a Game of Thrones tour because I don't know, they told me to. That's where it's like all filmed. It was so gorgeous. And I loved it was the Arctic Circle in Sweden. And that was just like, it was so different from anywhere we went. It was snow up to your hip. We went dog sledding, snowmobile riding, chased the northern lights, like went to the spas. Like, it was beautiful. So those were definitely a top two. Fuck Denmark though. I'll say that. Denmark was boring as shit.
Did you go to Santa Land in Sweden?
I know. I didn't know it though. That's a thing.
Haven't yeah. So this is like a debate that I've been having with people because I want to. Well, okay. So Kourtney Kardashian took her kids there to the Arctic Circle because there's like a Santa Land or whatever, and everyone's like, no, Santa lives in the North Pole, but they're like, no, he lives in the middle in the Arctic Circle, like in real life. Anyway, so I kind of want to bring my kids there, but anyway, it's a big attraction, so I thought maybe you would have.
I'm so fucking pissed we didn't know, because here's the thing. I'm that person where I'm like, just send me the Venmo request, right? I'll do whatever you want. Just send me the request. So now I'm going to go to all my friends who planned that shit and bully the fuck out of them and say, how the fuck did y'all miss Santa Land on this little excursion? So thank you for letting me know. I'll bully them about it later.
Okay. Well, sorry to hear about that. I feel your pain though on Denmark. I did a similar program in high school. It's called MEI. It wasn't on a ship, but we traveled around doing our courses, and we went to Edinburgh, and I kind of share the sentiment. Although it was beautiful, I was like a lot of sheep, you know.
Right. No, Edinburgh is great. I loved Edinburgh. Like, that was great. Denmark is just like, she looks like every other bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I got my little colorful little fucking townhouse thing, whatever the fuck that was. Got the Instagram picture, and I said, time to go. Like, we walked around, we rode the bikes, we saw Botanical Garden. I said, okay, I'm going back on the ship and sleeping. So yeah.
How did you make it through this trip without drinking?
Oh my God. Everybody's an alcoholic that does semester at sea. I'm being fucking for real. People stepped down in Europe and literally was like, I need a cigarette. Like, these motherfuckers are nuts. I'm like, yo, we've been here for 1 minute and everybody's like, oh, I fucking need a cigarette. Every port before, oh, I need a drink. I need a cigarette. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are alcoholics. I had to save my one friend in Cyprus. She either got drugged or drank too much. I had to take her to the hospital. I had to fix her IV in the fucking Cyprian hospital. They're alcoholics. If you're an alcoholic, go on semester at sea. If you're not an alcoholic, you still should probably do semester at sea. You'll have a lot of fucking good stories though. So I had to take care of all the children. What can I say? What's new?
Well, that's nice. Is there any particular reason you've chosen not to drink, or just?
No, and I wish I had some like sob story of like my parents are alcoholics and like, I don't know, hit me over the head with a wine bottle. That's just not true. It's just we're Italian. We have a wine cellar at home. We have beer bottles, all this stuff. I just was like, I don't know, in high school, I was just like, I think a part of it, I felt like if I drank, I was gonna come out. Like, I feel like that was like low key in the back of my mind, whereas like if I get drunk, like I finna know I'm gonna be spilling my guts, bitch. So I feel like maybe that was a reason, but now I've waited so long, I'm just waiting for a big moment. You know, it's the same thing with virginity as well. Like, I'm not going to give it to a random bitch. So, you know, I didn't wait this long for some dusty, crusty person. And I didn't wait this long to just randomly drink a bottle of wine at my living room table. You know, so we're going to wait for a big moment. It just hasn't come up yet. I mean, elbow, I did the circle. I should have done it then, but fuck me, I guess.
I love, well, I mean, I love the sentiment behind it all. You approach it all with a lot of humor, but I think it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
That's
I
what
could
a lot,
be
a
like
lot of people are. No, 100%. A lot of people are very like shook about. They're like, wow, I really respect it. Like, because everybody always offers me drinks. Like, I attract alcoholics, and I genuinely mean that. Like, if you're an alcoholic, you find me, and we just become best friends. I don't know how, I don't know why, but like they just flock to me, like I don't know, white on rice, I guess. And everybody's like, drink this, we'll buy you shots, blah blah. And it's always funny meeting people at bars and clubs, and they're like, if they recognize it, like, let me buy you a drink, and I'm like, I'll literally just take a Shirley Temple. Like, thank you so much. I'm a slut for Shirley Temple. Don't get it twisted. A slut for them. So yeah, but yeah, waiting for a big moment.
Gotcha.
So do you still suck at cooking? I remember when you were trying to cook bacon and you looked horrified.
Okay, Chris, okay, let me clock you real quick. Let me clock the world real quick for this. Number one, I came into that not even challenge. I came into that and I said, I'm a phenomenal fucking pancake maker. I am. Honestly, world fucking renowned, if I would say so myself. I would make pancakes for my family. And no, it wasn't like they were asked and my parents were like, thank you so much. Like while they're gagging at it. No, these were fucking phenomenal. They literally ruined me because the packaging was wrong. I literally brought the packaging up after this. I said, it told me to put like 3/4 vegetable oil. That's why they looked all bubbly. I know. It's because they gave us like biscuit mix or some shit. And I was like, give me some fucking like Aunt Jemima pancake mix, some Cracker Barrel pancake mix, whatever the fuck you want to give me. This shit back at home. No. And I said, guys, I'm going to be screwed at bacon. I don't know how to cook bacon. I've never cooked bacon before. Pancakes, I was like, we'll kill it. And LOL, I ate that oily fucking pancake. And my producer was like, Daniel, babe, you don't have to eat it. Like, really, you don't have to eat it. And I was like, I fucking made it. So I just doused it with syrup and little heavy whip, whatever. And I ate that shit and I literally gagged and I literally sat in the bed in a fetal position for like an hour. And I was like, I'm literally going to die here. So in conclusion, I can make a good fucking pancake. The Brits had it out for me. I'll say it. They really had it out for me and wanted me to fail. But it was so iconic. And I lived for that moment. So honestly, shout out to them because it was great TV.
It was great TV.
That is funny. You know, I would love to talk to someone who went all the way and like then didn't make it once they were there, like into the show.
Oh yeah.
Would imagine.
I didn't know what the fuck you meant. I was like, what? Now
no, I know someone. So this is actually really funny. There was a guy who was on Big Brother Canada. I want to say it was the last season. His name was Moose. Which crazy fucking name. Anyways, he actually made it all. He actually got on Big Brother Canada, but before he flew out to the UK, was there for a long time, didn't make it on the show. And so I think what they told us is they fly out about over 100,000 people apply. They fly out 50 people and they only use 23 of us, 24 of us. And so the 26 got sent home. And I literally did not know that until after like my interview where I said like all my lines in my intro shit. I was like, oh, like I know I'm going to be on the show. Like there's no alternates because, you know, Big Brother and Survivor have alternates and shit. And I was like, no, like I was told I was on the show. And she's like, babes, we don't have alternates. Like you might not be on the show at all. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? And I think it was like I think it was just like my like drag delusion that I was like, no, I'm getting on the show. Like I really was like, my brain was just like, there's no way this is not happening. And I just think that was delusion, but I was never like, oh no, I just wanted to be starting 8. But yeah, rest in peace to all the brave soldiers who went out there, stayed there for 2 months, and then got the fucking boot. Hope you're doing well.
So since you keep it so real, I want to ask you, do they pay you to be on the show?
100%. And it's fucking garbage money. Netflix, if you're watching this, and I'll tell you how much money it is. I'm glad you brought it up. It's literally $100 a day. Now, let me just put this into the grand scheme of life, liberty, and everything. I was there for 52 days because I was supposed to be on season 2 and they held me for season 3. And again, I'm not there for the money, but when you think that you are making a TV show that tens of millions of people are watching and tuning into, that's making top 10 on Netflix every single fucking week, and they give you $100 a day, I literally was like, what the fuck is going on? Because you look at Big Brother and Survivor, I think they make like thousands forever. Like Survivor, I think it's almost like $1,500 for every 3 days you're out there. Like
Wow.
people are making a fucking coin, and they got paid to go to finale and do all that fucking shit. Big Brother, it's a couple $100. Yeah, it was $100 a day, and I was like, and this is Netflix. Also, they gave us a little 2014 Samsung phone when we were in hiding, because when you're in hiding in quarantine, you can't have your phone, you can't have your laptop, because they don't want you on dating apps looking for other people in the area. And I was like, I literally said this. I think I said this on the show. It never aired, or I said it to one of the PAs. I was like, wow, budget's really that low. You guys couldn't get us iPhones. Like, I literally was gooped. I was like, we have these 2014 fucking Samsungs. You guys have me twisted. And I was in school at the time, so I was doing midterms on a Samsung. I was writing 3-page reports on a shitty fucking Samsung, doing little survey quizzes they wanted us to do for 6 hours on a dumb ass Samsung. If y'all have a Samsung, rest in peace. Couldn't be me, but it was rough.
Oh my God. So 52 days so that you got $5,200?
Yeah,
Tax-free?
100%. And they paid. Yeah, $5,200. Yeah. Yeah.
and
I said,
US.
what were you saying?
You were in Europe.
Yeah, US dollars. Yeah, it was 100 US dollars. And here's another behind. I don't even know. Shuby might be pissed if I say this, but whatever. I'll say it anyways. So when Shuby went back on for season 5, I remember before the show got announced, I was like, oh, so like what price did you negotiate? Because, Chloe negotiated a price to get on. The people who go on Perfect Match, they make a different price tag than obviously the Circle people did, because they're known at that point. They've been on Too Hot to Handle, whatever. You can negotiate prices. And the money those bitches made on Too Hot to Handle, some people made more than what people make in a year just to appear on the show. And I said, so Shuby, what did you negotiate? And he said, oh, nothing. I said, what do you mean?
No.
He says, oh, I got $100 a day like everybody else. I
No.
said, Shuby, you're an OG. Like, you easily could have been like, I'm going to get $15,000 to appear on the show. And they would have 100% said yes to it, because Netflix has the budget. We know they have the budget, but $100 a day, season 1, I think they were only there for like less than a month, right? So they were probably making like between $2,000, $5,000, or $2,000 to $3,000. Which again, I wasn't there for the money, but just in the grand scheme of things, when you look at it, you're like, I really got paid $100 a day to make a TV show for tens of millions of people to watch. Like, that's crazy.
That's wild.
I agree. I do agree. I want to ask you, one, have you applied for any other shows? Like,
So,
even
yeah,
before getting on The Circle?
100%. I applied for Survivor. I want to say maybe once or twice, because you can be 18 when you apply. My dream has always been Big Brother. Like, I've seen every season. I've seen every season of Canada. Like, my license plate is literally BB Dan. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what my license plate is,
That's
but I genuinely don't give a fuck.
amazing.
No, you can keep it in. It don't matter to me. It's literally BB Dan. And so I couldn't apply because I wasn't 21. And like, I think Big Brother, I will always apply for it. Like, it doesn't matter until my dying day. Like, I almost didn't do The Circle, and I was in the casting process for 6 months, and I told everybody, I was like, I'm not doing The Circle. Like, no way. Because it might ruin my chances of getting like on Big Brother. And it was literally like the day before my final interview for The Circle, like back in the States. And I was like, I guess I'll do it. Like, LOL me. I guess I'll do a Netflix show. Who the fuck did I think I was? This little 19-year-old like fucking kid. I guess I'll do it. I'm like, LOL, Daniel, you crusty bitch. But yeah, no, yes, I would apply. Oh, I've applied for Amazing Race before. Survivor. I love Survivor. I would do that shit in a heartbeat, even though I never fucking camped before in my life. But yeah, I love.
First of all, I would love to see you on Big Brother. Like, I would love it. And we're big fans of Big Brother. I would love to see you on the show. But here's my question. Here's my biggest pet peeve. I tell Chris about this all the time. Like, my house could be a mess. Like, it's pretty clean, but it could be messy. But my sheets will always be clean. Okay. I have a thing that like bed sheets need to be washed and clean. Like, who wants to? And so I'm just wondering, like, in The Circle, like, how often were your sheets getting washed? If you're in the Big Brother house, like, who's washing the sheets? You never see that, and that would be a genuine concern of mine.
Baby, you're never seeing it on The Circle because it's not happening. You are on those sheets. No, but here's the thing. In retro, like, if you're on from day one and make it to the end, you're in the place for 13, 14 days, right? So not the worst thing in the world. I'm 99 to 100% positive. If you were like, I need these sheets cleaned, they can get it cleaned. And they're amazing. I mean, I made sure to get everybody's names, like the runners' names, because it was such a humbling experience being on there, because it was like a dream, right? Like, ever since I was a kid, my dream was to be on reality TV, and I could never dream it would happen like when it did. And I remember they were like, oh, if you like need any shirts ironed or washed, like please let us know. They had a laundry basket, so they would do your laundry for you. I remember it's like, oh, I want to wear this shirt tomorrow, but like I feel bad asking for someone to iron it. Like I'm more than capable of ironing, but they did. So yeah, for that, you can have your sheets washed every day if you wanted to. They were amazing. They would come in and be like, Daniel, what food do you want? And you can get as much food as you want. Given my ass wasn't fucking eating, number one, because I was stressed. But you can get any food you want, you can get laundry done whenever you want. And in the Big Brother house, they have a washer and dryer on the outside. So if you want to wash your sheets every day, if you want to wash your sheets every week, you can more than willingly do that. So yeah, I think
Would
you'd
that
be
put
fine.
a target on my back in the Big Brother house? Like, this bitch washing her sheets every fucking day.
If it is a red flag that you are clean, then it's a red flag on them. You know what I mean? So if people are literally going to be like, this bitch is cleaning her sheets every day, what the fuck? And then they're like, yeah, let's get her out. She's crazy. America would bully them for you, and you would end up winning at the end of the day. So I don't think you have to worry.
I'm so scared of going on reality television and getting canceled. Obviously that one you didn't mind going on and you were totally unfiltered and people loved it, but I just feel like I just would have a different public response.
Well, I'll say this. I was very fucking blessed, right? Like I say things and I do things, and my friends are like, how have you not been canceled? Just because the world we live in, you can say a mini miniature thing that people could twist and turn into different ways, right? I just think it all depends on the fan base, really, right? Like Big Brother, that fan base is fucked. I've known about the fan base ever since I was a kid, right? Like those people are ruthless. Like they are bullies. Yeah. They do and say whatever the fuck they want, right? And that's why I feel like I was so prepared for the circle. And a lot of my castmates weren't when they started getting hate and shit, because I always knew I prepared myself mentally. I was like, I know I'm gonna like, and this wasn't me being cocky of like, I know I'm going to be on reality TV. It was just like manifesting and being confident. But I was like, I'm going to be on reality TV one day. Like, I'm going to do it. You have to be prepared. And at the end of the day, I think you just have to look at it where a lot of people are jealous, right? I think I've maybe gotten 5 bad DMs throughout my whole experience on the circle. And that's Instagram DMs, right? I don't look at Twitter. I don't look at Reddit, because those bitches are fucking nasty and crazy, and they come for you. But every time I would get a bad DM, I would just send them I would pretend to send them like an automated message where I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for sending me all the love. I really appreciate it. Sorry it's taking me so long to get out, but like your support means the world. And then none of them have ever responded, because they're like, oh my God, he actually saw it. So a lot of times people are just upset that they're working a 9 to 5 at Staples, and they're barely making ends meet, and they're ugly with a small dick, and they're pissed off about it. And I was like, well, babes, can't relate, and you're not going to ruin my shine. So it's just jealousy. And if you put that out there, if you're like, no, you're just like jealous of like what's going on, it's like people really be getting pressed over shit you do on a reality TV show, where I'm like, baby, I didn't screw you over $100,000. I screwed Rachel, who was Jackson, on the show for $100,000, and she's my best friend. If that bitch wants to be pissed off at me, sure, that's fine. But like these bitches sitting at home, another thing is, it's also like they think they know better than you, or they think they know what happens behind the scenes. And I'm like, baby, there's a reason why you're watching it and I am on it. So that's kind of what I always say to myself, where I'm like, don't try to clock me, babes. I know what I'm doing. So if you go with that mindset, I think you'll be good.
Yeah, but I do love hate messages, because it's like, then you go to their profile and it's always somebody like in Crocs or with like a Walmart suitcase. And I'm like, babe, if you're going to come for me, come together, like come correct. And it's fine, but like, come correct.
No, come correct or don't come at all. Amen. The fucking Crocs girl gags me. I'm like, at least if you're bullying me, at least be attractive, because I can't take you seriously if you're ugly. So honestly, like, fix yourself and then you come ring my line.
It's
but like,
always the girl with a bathroom selfie in her Instagram with a fucking shit in the toilet.
Ew, what
in the background?
No, the toilet seat's up. The toilet seat's always fucking up, and you're like, what are you doing? Or it's just these old ass fucking bitches. And I'm like, girl, I understand you've never made it in life. Don't be pissed off at me that I did, So that's the gag.
Don't have a rotten fucking doorknob in the background of your picture, because I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna get it.
Don't have a moldy ass fucking background and talk to me about my life, bitch. Like, shut up. You have bigger fish to fry. Pay the rent, bitch. Pay the fucking rent.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I have 2 questions that I need to know the answer to. One, did you ever eat that fucking cake that you made? Because it was a disaster.
Okay, and that's so homophobic that you said that because that cake was absolutely phenomenal. Here's the thing. Number one, I did eat it. Thank you very much. And I like was obsessed with Cake Boss Next Great Baker. So I was like, I'm gonna kill this. Guys, here's the thing. Even looking back at this, I stand by it. The cake was amazing in the sense of I gave it a design. It was a heart, right? Everybody had a dumb ass circular fucking cake. And I said, here is my love for Roxana. And I had the white side. There was a white side of the cake and the brown side that I filled in the heart. And I said, the white side is for my white crusty ass. And obviously the brown side is for Roxana. And it is our hearts merging together in this game. It was a nice shape. And Roxana always says this. She's like, you gave me fucking crumbs. And I was like, well, bitch. I loved you. So what do you want? So yes, I did eat the cake. It was phenomenal. I actually don't remember if it tasted good, but I definitely think I ate it. But no, I stand by that cake making. I gave it a design. Everybody's else was crusty, dusted, busted. Kay's was god fucking awful. I thought Kay was a catfish when I saw her cake. I said, you're telling me you're a fucking artist, like a music artist, and like you give me like fucking Backstreet Boy, ugly ass 90s, 80s confetti cake? No, it was a no for me.
She's the one who labeled you as little brother right off the bat, and that was kind of your nickname.
Okay, she labeled me little brother, and then she bullied me in the fucking review game, that fucking snake. So honestly, I literally, to this day, I can't believe she did that. And I'm genuinely like, don't trust anybody. Like, I loved that bitch. And she literally gave me like underline. She gave me italic. She gave me bold. I said, the fuck, this is a Word document. Like, I did not know we could do that. So whatever. Honestly, her not winning, it was all just karma for her sending a bad message to me, and I stand by that.
And my last question is, what the fuck happened to Roxana? Like, you guys look like best friends. What happened?
She's the love of my life. Actually, I thought about her last night or 2 nights ago, and I always do this with Roxana. I always just randomly like think of her and I text her. I'm like, I'm so in love with you. How are you doing? And then we talk and we catch up. But no, it's hard though. You know, she's in New Jersey, right? So she's in New Jersey. She has a family. She has a job. Like she's literally living life. And right now I'm just doing the most craziest fucking things where I don't sleep and I travel too much. No, but I'm not as close with her obviously as like Matt and Rachel, given Matt and Rachel have more time in their life, right, to like talk and do shit. But I love her. We're still very close. We still talk. Like if I'm ever up there, I will always see her. That's never a question. And I need to see her again. I need us to be on a show together. I need to do something with her. Like she is someone where I could not talk to her for 20 years, which would never happen. But I would literally like, it would be like picking up exactly where we left off. Like she is like another mom to me. She's everything. She's like the love. I love her. Literally one of the loves of my life. I really do. I love that girl.
I loved your relationship on the show. It was awesome.
She is so cool. I've asked a few people this, and you know, everyone kind of never gives a straight answer. But since you're such a straight shooter, I'm going to ask you: have you ever had, since being on the show, especially, people that were like bullies or just assholes from your past, all of a sudden wanting to be friends and like name dropping you, like, oh, I know him. We went to high school together, and you're like, fuck off, we're not friends.
Oh, 100%. And I'll even take it up a notch. It's not even just been people like old friends using it. It's like I have had people like say they were romantically interested in me, but it was like they never were. They just wanted like the fantasy of like, oh, you were my favorite on the circle. I've had people use me for like 7-8 months, like leading me on. I've had someone who like actually the guy who I first fell in love with, which he'll never see this, fucking crusty ass man. Anyways, he literally told me, he was like, oh, like actually I watched your season with like you and with him and his ex-boyfriend. And then he ended up like ruining my life and then leaving me, going back to his ex. And I was like, oh, so you literally used me this whole entire time because I was like your favorite on the show and all this stuff. So yeah, I've had people from my past try to like clout use me. I've had people ask me for money. Romantically, people just pretend to be interested in me just so they can like feel something, like because they're like talking to someone who's quote famous, which I would never like say. I'd never be like, I'm famous, bitch. I'm like a Z-list fucking celebrity, if fucking that. It's like if there was a further letter than Z on the alphabet, I would put myself in that category. So oh yeah, 100% people trying to be like, oh, I'm friends with Daniel. I'm like, bitch, who the fuck are you? I'm like, try again. We talked once, bye.
You know what we need to do? You and I need to get our asses to Florida, take Daniel, Mackenzie, and Yuri, and we need to go out.
We could see Daniel because you're going back and forth to New York, right? Because of your boyfriend.
I am. I'm hopefully going to be going to New York soon. Yes, very soon.
Is he a
And
boyfriend
so
or he's a suitor?
hopefully soon he's going to be a boyfriend. So who knows?
Okay.
I'd love to know.
Awesome. By the way, I appreciate how real you kept it because I'm saying there's no way someone goes on reality TV and doesn't have like their middle school bully being like, hey,
It's
like
true.
trying to be friends all of a sudden. I'm like, there's no way.
And listen, I'll say this. I was lucky enough in high school. I was never bullied, right? And I wasn't the bully. I was friends with everybody. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, listen, vibes, everyone. So I never had any bullies, but like definitely people, when I did theater, right? So everybody's fucking fake there. Like people were fake from jump. So then you're going to add that I was on TV. I'm in the news. I'm in this, that, the other thing. I'm traveling the world, blah, blah. Oh yeah, the motherfuckers come back. And I'm like, bitch, you know, we ain't, it's not there, babes. And you know, it's not there. And it's a rude awakening for some people, but I'm like, but always people want to post me on their stories. Look who I'm hanging out with. Look who I'm hanging out with. I'm like, okay, like I hope your small dick got a little bit bigger, but probably not by that much. So it's just a good grand old time.
You are just like
A ball of energy.
fresh air. Like just how real you keep it.
I love it.
Chris and I love that. We really appreciate
It's my nap. It's my 2-hour nap I took. I swear. It's why I'm like.
Thank you for napping before coming on.
Recharged.
Oh, I literally was like, I made sure I was up like 40 minutes before this because I was like, I had like 10 alarms, like 20 alarms. I had it for like 4:20, 4:21. I was like, bitch, I'm not missing it. That alarm woke up. I said, I'm fucking ready, bitch. Like I was prepared. So yeah.
Love
Nice.
that.
I guess the last question I'll ask you just to wrap things up is, do you have any plans for the Easter weekend?
Oh my gosh. I've been doing so much school week. So I actually changed my concentration to graduate a semester early because I'm fucking over school. Literally, the fact I've done everything I've done and still getting a college degree, I should be getting fucking 2. And I know. So I'm taking like 18 credits and April is like the last semester. So I've been doing so much homework this weekend. And I'm like, bitch, the 18 credits are catching motherfucking up. So this weekend, we're going to be vibing. Oh, I'm in a bowling league with my parents. So we have bowling on Saturday. So I'm so excited. It's literally doing every other week. It's with a bunch of old people. Not really. I mean, they're between like probably the ages of like 38 to like maybe 60. And it's the best time of my week. Genuinely. I love bowling. So bowling, doing homework, napping, and playing board games with my family. That's what the weekend agenda looks like for me. And probably eating Easter dinner. So yeah, that's the vibe.
Daniel is our people.
Yeah. No Easter egg hunt.
Oh, bitch, I don't think I've done a fucking Easter egg hunt since I was like 7.
Yeah, same.
I love to. I love it. It's a little game. Don't get it twisted. I love to do an Easter egg hunt. But people be like, what the fuck is this 6-foot skinny ass bitch doing here looking for fucking eggs? So I'd love to do it though. I'd love to do a little Easter egg hunt. I don't know if it's in the cards, but anybody doing an Easter egg hunt in the Tampa area, ring my line.